Okay, guys, welcome to a special edition of Vpsa Tonight. Doing it in the early evening or mid-afternoon tonight. Just trying to get things going since I missed stuff last night. Last night I was logging on to Twitch and I couldn't get on for some reason, but that all seems to have been resolved as of this afternoon. With that being said, I'm not going to go through much this week. I'm just going to go through the team of the week and kind of go through, who made it, why not. All I'm going to say is it's been a great week this week to see some players shine who haven't been there recently. Couple surprises, couple of people who are new, all making it in. So I want to congratulate those players and kind of highlight some of those players. But we're going to start off with our goalkeepers. Now, this week was kind of an interesting week for goalkeepers because, in a way, it's kind of tough. You want to pick the players that have the most saves, but the main thing, like I said, that the computer's looking for in any of this is clean sheets. Clean sheets is like one of the most paramount things when it comes to team of the week, especially for the defenders and the goalkeepers. So with that being said, I'm going to go to the backup goalkeeper, and we'll work our way up. I'm just waiting for my file to open up, so I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can get that up. Computer's being a little difficult. Okay. Our backup goalkeeper for this week. He had a man of the match and a clean sheet. And he had about, let me double check the stats here while I pull it up. I know he had a number of saves. What's interesting is with this week is that a lot of the players you wouldn't expect to get in, did get in because just their stats were, the most important thing when we look at, who does and who doesn't make team of the week. But with that being said, our backup goalkeeper for this week on the bench is David X. Greedy from Vpsa AC Milan. He had 14 saves, a clean sheet, and averaged about a 7.5 per game. Great job. I'm kind of happy to see AC Milan getting some recognition. I know it's been a tougher season for them, but I expect them to rebound here in the second half coming up here shortly. And our starting goalkeeper. Now, he had a ridiculous week. FC Prophecy's goalkeeper, Sacco Paulo, 31 saves, 2 clean sheets, a man of the match, and both those clean sheets were in the net. So, good job, Paulo. Well earned. I know you kept your team in those games, so great job. All right. Let's continue with the right back and the left back. Okay. The stats weren't that amazing this week for right backs and left backs, to be honest with you. And another thing I'll say is there were only 3 outside backs that were recorded this week. So I don't know if you owners just weren't playing with outside backs or if stats weren't entered. But, those are things that, we'll address here later on with the owners. But the starting right back, and since there's only going to be a starter for the outside backs because there weren't that many stats, Tachyonic Boot from Strictly Yoga had an assist, a clean sheet, and averaged about a 7. So great job, Boot. Well earned. At the starting left back, I call him Squares, but it's Breaking Squares from your Strictly Yoga. Had a clean sheet and 4 interceptions. And played, and pretty much like I said, guys, clean sheets are paramount in the defensive end of the realm. All right. Let's see. Bench for center backs. This was tough. This was tough because there are a lot of worthy center backs, but I'm going to be honest, guys. This was based off your designs. You wanted clean sheets to be the main influence, and then secondaries and interceptions and match rating. You score a goal or you have an assist that contributes a little bit, but not as much as what would normally be. So with that being said, your backup center backs for this week are that dude Luis from Total Football. He had 18 interceptions. Now, he didn't have a clean sheet, but his match rating was through the roof. 5 games, around the 7. But what interests me about Luis's stats is the fact that if you look deep into Total Football's game, 18 interceptions. 18 interceptions led the league for center backs this week. So well earned, Luis. The other backup center back had a clean sheet, averaged over 6.5, had only 6 interceptions, but the clean sheet, kind of cemented it. Suifa from Strictly Yoga, great job, Suifa, well earned, dude. Clean sheets are hard to come by in this league, so if you get one, frame it. All right, our starting center backs. One of the things I'll say, every time I look at stats, FPIR Carlos always is there. Had 11 interceptions this week. What helped cement him to Team of the Week, nice little match rating of 7, but he also had a goal. So 1 goal, 11 interceptions, 7 match rating. Great job, Carlos. Well earned. And then our other center back, and he's a newcomer to Team of the Week. Costa Rican Tico from FC Prophecy. 1 assist, 10 interceptions. Only played 3 games at center back, but what's great about it is his match rating in those 3 games, was over 7.2. So he had the assist and the clean sheet, which propelled him to starting on Team of the Week. So great job, Costa Rican Tico from FC Prophecy. All right, CDMs. Definitely a bunch that were worthy, but with this, there can only be 2. And, it's kind of tough when you look at it because you kind of go, okay, who really earned, where they're going to be? And it was kind of tough because it kind of goes back to clean sheets again. The bench player for CDM is John IV Lock, or I guess 4 Lock. 2 clean sheets this week in 3 games of CDM, 6 interceptions. He was missing a game of stats, but the 2 games that he did have at CDM were over 7. So I just want to say, John, good job playing CDM. Well done. At the other CDM, he's well known. Another one from Goals Gone Wild. He had a goal, 8 interceptions, 3 clean sheets this week, and a man of the match. Averaged over 7. Alex 13999 from Goals Gone Wild. Well done. Well earned. All right, out to our outside mids. This was kind of tough too. It's been a tough week to decide who goes where and what. But you know what? There has to be, kind of a resolution to this with everything that's been going on. And that kind of happened here. When you look at the numbers, I'm going to go to the bench. Our outside starting right, or our outside bench right mid, is Salo to my little friend. Say hello to my little friend. From Goals Gone Wild. When you look at his stats, he had a goal, 9 interceptions, a man of the match, averaged over 7. Great job this week, dude. Honestly, did his job. Honestly, overall, did very well. Did what he needed to do, and well earned. At the other outside mid, at left mid on the backup, had 2 assists this week, 2 interceptions. He played 2 games at the wing and 2 games at mid. But you kind of I consider the wingers to be mids when I do this evaluation as well. I throw that into there. In those 4 games, he averaged over 7.2 from FC Prophecy. It's FLZ X Plasm. Well done. Well earned. All I gotta say is, it's nice to see some newcomers coming in and doing what they need to do. Next, starting outside mids. Well, one of them is well known. I'll just throw it out there. Right mid, he's a regular on here. FPI William 22 from FP United had a goal, 2 assists, 3 interceptions. Only played 4 games, but in those 4 games, averaged a 7.36. He's always there. I can't say enough about William. When he plays, he's solid. Special on the ball, great dribbler, moves the ball well. At the other outside mid, and you know what? I'm very pleased about this. I'm pleased about this because he's a newcomer. Came to me from LG when I found him. Great player overall. And honestly, welcome addition to Strictly Yoga. Cage technique, a goal, 3 assists. He averaged a 7 in his 4 games. All I can say, Cage, you've made some remarkable plays on the field and worked your field very well. So all I can say is well done. Well done, dude. It's a pleasure to play with you on the left. All right, our backups for Cam. You know what? When you look at Cam, a very desirable position, a very tough position to measure. And I'm going to tell you how the measurements go. The player who has more games at Cam is normally favored on the computer based off of his stats. Assists is the #1 thing it looks for. And then it goes to match rating and then, goals. And, when we look at the backup, this player had 3 goals, an assist, 5 interceptions, only played 2 games at camp, but did have 2 man of the matches. And I'm kind of glad to see him back from deployment. I'm glad to see that, I guess he's back playing. Montoya 11 from FP. A great job, dude. Glad to see you back. I've been busy the last couple days, but let's catch up here in the next coming days, right? And they're starting Cam. He's a pleasure to play with. I have nothing to say but good things about him. Definitely has a distinct playing style, which I think few people understand. But it's definitely a distinct and a very, very special playing style. Felipe 11 from Total Football. He had, what was his stats? 1 goal and 5 assists in third, and he had an average of 7.5 in 5 games. So all I gotta say is he did a great job overall. Good job, Felipe. Okay. All right, then we go to strikers. Strikers, was a really good week for strikers overall. On the bench, actually, I'm kind of glad to see this. A starter from Manchester, or not a starter, a bench player or someone who made the team of the week from Manchester United. Chelsea X Gren 666, 3 goals and an assist. Overall did really well this week when you look at his stats. And the sad thing is he only played 2 games. 3 goals and an assist in 2 games is impressive. Over a 7 match rating. Well earned. Honestly, well earned. When you look at it, and I'm going to say this, there was a snub here because when I went to look, that player did not have stats. And I'm going to say this, it's important for players to have stats on time because in all reality, I can't go back and correct it once it's done. So that's something I'm going to say. When I say the deadline is 9 a.m. on Tuesday, it's 9 a.m. on Tuesday. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to say who got snubbed, but I'm just saying that is what happened. The other one who got in on the bench, FPI Crespo 9 from FP United. 4 goals, an assist, 1 man of the match. Averaged almost a 7.5 this week. Great job overall. All right, starting at your strikers. Strictly Gator. 5 goals, 2 assists. Averaged over 7.3. Had a man of the match. I want to say when I get team of the week, I really don't look at it as a personal achievement for myself. I'd like to thank my teammates for putting me in the position to score when I score. So, I look at it more as a team award. So I appreciate that. And I want to thank my teammates, my midfielders, for giving me the ball in the right place. Hattie as well. They make my life a lot easier. And the other striker who made it, and this was impressive, the #1 striker this week, Escalade 144 from FC Prophecy. 6 goals, 2 assists, almost an 8 match rating. One man of the match. Escalade, well done, dude. All I can say, it's nice to see some people from Prophecy getting in. You know, Prophecy, Total Football. It's a nice disparity this week between Goals Going Wild, Strictly, AC Milan got a guy, Total Football. You know, Manchester United got one. So it's good to see the disparity. And of course, a manager of the week because they had the best record. FPI William 22. Great job, dude, with your team as always. Just a little note. Crespo is on that cusp. If he gets team of the week next week, he will get an informed gold and will be the first to get that. So I want to say thank you to everybody for listening in. I will be uploading this to YouTube immediately. So if you did miss it, you can definitely come and listen to it again. I appreciate everyone who does, you know, sit on the broadcast and watch it religiously week to week. All I can say is, you know, it's a pleasure, you know, being on the air for you guys and doing things, you know, the right way to help you all, you know, get the information you need out there. Next week, we'll talk about a couple different things, including plans for next season with FIFA 16 around the corner. And also we'll discuss, we're planning on some expansion for the VPSA next season. So with that being said, I'm out. I'll be